Within months, there were thousands of miners, mule skinners, madams, gunslingers, and gamblers swarming across the landscape, eager to get their hands on some of the shiny yellow metal. Please sit back, relax, and enjoy your ride aboard the 1880 train. With us, you do not need to worry about anything else. Let us do the driving. This is the best attraction to spend time with family and friends while enjoying the Black Hills, just like the early pioneers, miners, and settlers did when they discovered the West.
Now to the right is our yard and our engine house where all the storage and work is done on all of our engines and the cars throughout the year. First road crossing of Old Hill City Road. It follows the rails all the way to Keystone. It's highway number 353. It's a beautiful drive. This whistle, and then there will be two more. Those are called a running brake test.
As we leave Hill City and enter the Black Hills National Forest, note the markers lining the tracks along our journey. The black and white markers are milepost signs. Details about the sites located at specific markings are listed in the All Aboard the 1880 Train guidebook. The 1880 train goes north, then turns east up Tin Mill Hill, so named because a huge tin processing facility was erected here by the Harney Peak Company. The grade of the track deviates from 4 to 6%, making this one of the steepest railroads in the United States. This puts considerable strain on the locomotive, and the engineer usually takes this opportunity to blow sand through the locomotive's boiler flues to cleanse the soot from them.
Now, if you have your window open, and you should happen to receive that gift of sand through that window, that's okay, you get to keep that one.
Tickets, please.
Not something we need to have back. That's when they use it to clean the flues.
Feet up your bags. Alrighty. Only thing we do ask is take your shoes off, else our upholstery out.
Thank you.
How about you guys? Did you guys like your seat flipped?
Oh, I do.
Yeah, I got Thank you.
I guess you can do it. Yeah, go ahead.
Alright.
Do I have to leave anything on the way?
Set your bags on the side.
Excellent.
And if you guys do decide to put your feet up, one thing you guys take your shoes off, helps the upholstery out.
You got it, man. We'll do it.
Say cheese.
Let your seat flip forward. Alright.
So here we are going up Tin Mill Hill, one of the steepest grades in the United States. It's 4 to 6% grade. Now this is where you're going to hear the music of the rails. think I can, I think I can, I think I can. And now we never worry, because if we get to the point where we hear, I hope I can, I hope I can, then anybody not from South Dakota gets to push.
You didn't notice a bottle of water roll back that way, did you? I'm sorry, I found it. It's in my backpack. Get together. Surprised he didn't tune his horn there.
Is going to be coming through the train cars, and with him he has our little guidebooks. Now these books are $4. They are a wonderful collection of information about the engines, about the cars, about the area we're in. There's a great section about the history of
Black Hills covers more than 2 million acres, an area roughly the size of Delaware. Half of that is the Black Hills National Forest. The entire mountain range spans about 120 miles from the southern tip to the north, and about 60 miles east to west. Hill City is almost at the exact center. Founded as a mining camp in 1875, Hill City was one of the first settlements in the Black Hills. It boomed in the 1880s as the headquarters for a massive tin mining and manufacturing company, and later as a junction point for the railroad to Deadwood. During and after World War II, lithium was mined south of town and was used in nuclear power plants across the country. The lumber industry still thrives here, and thanks to the completion of Mount Rushmore in 1941, so does tourism.
So this is when you're going to want to start looking out the right-hand side of the train. You will see your first very quick view of Black Elk Peak with Harney Fire Lookout at the very, very top. Way up there. Looks like a little gnome up there waving at you. Tallest peak between here and the Alps. 7,244 feet in elevation. Now, Harney Fire Lookout is no longer used as a fire lookout. However, it is a popular hiking destination. Now, if you'd like to hike there, one of the ways to do it is to go to Sylvan Lake, get one of the trailheads. Do be sure that you wear real sturdy shoes and take a lot of water and snacks. You want to maybe take a jacket and a hat. Also, if you're over 40, you might want to take your own personal physician. That's a little bit of a hike. And when you get to the top, though, it's well worth it because you see this grand panoramic view of the Black Hills. And they say that you can see into North Dakota, South Dakota, Montana, Wyoming, and Nebraska.
Thank you.
Is this one up here, the Harney Peak?
No, that is
Railroad from Hill City to Keystone served in excess of 60 mining claims either along the route or in the Keystone area. Some were placer and some were hard rock. The Black Hills was an ancient inland seabed that had 1,000 or more feet of sedimentary rock. For millions of years, the sedimentary rock eroded away, leaving the hardy granite of the Black Hills.
So this is a great part of the Black Hills to come through. In the wintertime, they'll come through and they'll burn a lot of those piles, as many as they can. Now this is good for the forest. The farther apart the trees are, the better it is for bug management because the bugs can't jump as easily from tree to tree. It's better for fire management because the fire can't jump as easily from crown to crown. Refuse, which is left on the ground, will decompose and then it becomes a part of the forest floor. So we have good forest management, terrific for the environment. It's a beautiful place.
Telegraph wires. Some of the poles are knocked over, but many have remained upright. The line was strung to Keystone in 1900 upon completion of the branch line and was likely taken out of service in the mid to late 1960s.
Well, the telegraph.
Oh, yeah. That looks like something out of an old house.
So the telegraph poles on the right-hand side of the train, many of them you still have wires, you still have the glass insulators. Telegraph, a very important part of our communication system in the 1800s and in the early 1900s. Using Morse code, you know. It is our early texting technology.
industrial mines dating to the 1930s are found on the northwest ridge, which is off to your left. Mining production records show that in 75 years, between 1876 and 1951, $666 million worth of valuables were taken out of the Black Hills. The most value was in gold, bentonite, pegmatite minerals, and silver.
Now the cabin that you see there in the meadow on the left-hand side of the train actually was built in the 1800s by miners and lived in by miners. And if you notice the rock archway into the hillside, that is not the mine, that's a root cellar, providing early refrigeration for the miners.
Yeah, they do the train maybe.
On your left is a large weathered building known as the Good Luck Tungsten Mine, which flourished during both World Wars. Tungsten was used to harden steel. It is a super alloy that is now used in light bulb filaments.
Oh, it's really making pretty pictures today. Yeah.
The view to your right is dominated by Black Elk Peak, formerly named Harney Peak, the large mountain with the stone fire lookout on top. At 7,244 feet, Black Elk Peak is the highest point in the Black Hills and the tallest mountain in the U.S. east of the Rockies. Although the Black Hills are only 130 miles away from the eastern slopes of the Rocky Mountains, they are completely separate formations. The 2-billion-year-old rocks you see around you are much older than the 20-million-year-old slopes of the Rocky Mountains.
So in 1957, when Mr. Heckman started his 1880 train business, it's then on your right. And it's sitting on the old Overguard sawmill site. The Overguard sawmill actually took care of much of the surrounding area. He was supplying lumber, the lumber camp. You see that green mat that's coming down the hillside. In the summertime they put soap, they put a tarp on there, and they put water and soap, and it becomes a slip and slide. It's the greatest one. And those kids just barrel down that hill. Have so much fun. They end up in a pool of sudsy water. It's really interesting.
Clean at least, and fun. Get enough stuff.
Very interesting happening we've just had at the front of the train. It's called a boiler blowdown. When debris builds up in the boiler, it's like it does in a tea kettle when you're boiling water on the stove. They have to get it out. So they use steam pressure to blow it down, and then they open a valve out it comes. So those of you with your windows open near the front of the train, you might have gotten a little shower from the 1880 train blow down. But the fun thing is the sun's out, and I bet you saw a rainbow.
From the successful Keystone mine, but most of the fame went to its neighbor, the Holy Terror mine. Before it closed in the 1940s, the Holy Terror mine was one of the wealthiest in the Black Hills. Following tradition, the owner named it after his wife, who apparently earned the Holy Terror nickname by dragging her husband home from the saloon each evening. As we near Keystone, make sure to visit our Keystone Depot, where there are snacks, train memorabilia, and items to commemorate your ride on the 1880 train. While the train pulls into Keystone, please stay seated until we have come to a complete stop. Watch your step when deboarding. Only deboard or reboard where there is a ramp. Exiting the train is a little different than in Hill City. Exit by using metal ramps on your right side only. Please utilize ramps that are in the down position. Walk straight off onto the platform, avoiding the metal lips on the side of the ramp. Do not exit to your left or cross a chain that has been put up by a train staff member. If you are staying on the train, please remain out of the aisle. Restrooms are available inside the depot, and public restrooms are located across the street. Thank you for traveling the Black Hills Central Railroad. If you are returning to Hill City, keep in mind we will be departing again in about 15 minutes. To switch the direction of your seat for the return trip, simply push the handle located at the top of the seat back. If Keystone is your final destination, we hope you've enjoyed your ride, and we look forward to seeing you again.
Please remember to stay seated now until we come to a complete stop and you hear the final whistle. That's the engineer letting us know it's safe to get up. They have things that they need to do and you never know what can happen, so it's best to wait for that whistle. We have only 15 minutes here, so not enough time to go downtown, but it's a good stretch of the legs to the depot. We have a nice depot, restrooms in the depot and across the street. When you do get up, if you change the direction of the seats, that will help you a great deal. You'll be ready to go back. Unless you're coming on the next train. All right, there's the whistle. Thank you, everyone. We'll see you in a few minutes.
Oh, you're good. You're good.